Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. I'm doing that, so let's scoot you around this way. We've got wheat growing, which means it will have a nice lot of straw being able to be brought back over here to the storage. So we've got 1 million litres straw storage capacity at the moment, and 1 million litres is not actually very much, so we're going to want more storage for all of this lot. So we only get 500,000 a time. Go in there, chaff, straw. We've got 324,000 litres in here at the moment. Helper D has completed their task, so while that one is loading up, we will go over to you. There's one field done. Go this way. We can actually, I'm going to do one line across the top end of the field over here, and then we can set the hired help sort of dealing with the rest of it. So I want to chicane around in front of that car there and then whiz off the corner over here, and I've just got to put one pass along the top end of the field about here, like this. That's roughly where it needs to go. Yep, something like that. And I'll also do a pass. Actually, I don't need to do a pass along that one because there's only 2 passes on the field anyway. I keep forgetting about that. So we'll let this one come all the way out over there like that. I will stop the hired help there, and then I'll come back over here. I'll start it working from this side of the field, so then he can work his way back through. So I get all the way over to there. Be about where it needs to go, I think, something like that. Helper J has completed their task. Helper A, where's the edge of this? There. Right. Got the edge of that. You can keep going, and it is reaching right out to the edge of the field there, by the look of it. So I think it is. And that means I want to go to this one next. We've got 250,000 litres of straw loaded up in here. We will go and tip what we can in for the cows and bring the rest over and tip it back in there for them. And then, you know, actually I could tip the remainder of this in the feeder there, because we don't need to store this straw because we were bringing more back in a little while. So I can back you in like this. I'm actually thinking that we should get some more straw storage here. And it's more of the same buildings that we've already got, is what I'm thinking to use. So we tip out what we can there. Is that it? 30,000 litres. It's not very much. Well, that's what it wants, that's what it needs. So, yeah, I'm kind of thinking that I could put some more of those storage systems in. Level out the ground there on either side. Like, I can shove that back quite a bit, and I've got a whole load more room for storage in there. So I'm just going to bring this bit of straw in over here. So what have I got at the moment? I got 221,000 litres of straw in here already. Add in some more, that's going to put it up to 500,000 litres of straw that we've got in this thing, which will keep the feed going. It's definitely going to keep the feed going and help with that. We've got to transfer all the silage that we've got. 400,000 litres of silage over there. That's got to be transferred over to this side so that we've then got food. I'm not sure how long it's going to be before that one is finished. Let me go and have a look at our fertilizer spreader. That is running down the side right here right now. So he won't be able to carry on with the next field by itself. We'll have to get the hired help to kind of recognize that it needs to move on to the next field. Just nudge it over. But that's a really quick and easy bit to do. And then we've just got the 2 up the top to do. Nice and simple. Oh, he's actually... come all the way down to there. Oh, now he's saying he's completed the task. Right. Alright, let's bring you over this way. And we'll go in there somewhere like that. How's that? That'll do it. Right. Off you trot all the way up through there. You are now empty. I'm just gonna leave you there for 1 second because I want to go and check what we've got over here. So, I mean, if we look in this way, I've got no silage in there. I got 360,000 litres of hay, 440,000 litres of straw, and no silage and no total mixed ration. So, once we get the silage that is in here out over that way, into that machine. So, what do we got in here? How are you doing? Fermenting 100% complete. Let's open up this silo. We've got 410,000 litres of this in here. So while the fertilizer is going on, we can start loading some of that up into this forage wagon and moving it over. So we'll bring this one. Start you up. Now, it's quite a big machine, so we'll drive round the grass field for this bit. And then we can get it lined up. Actually, we don't need to drive around the grass field. We want to drive around this way, like this. And we'll line it up. And we've got another tractor there ready to go. Helper E has completed their task. So we're going to need to go over and see Helper E a minute. But this one, we drive it down here like this. The other side of the wall. So that one will stop right there. And then I go to you. But you haven't finished. You haven't finished at all. You lied to me. Why would you do that? Why would you lie to me? Stand liars. Absolutely can't stand it when they lie to me. You don't get to work for me for very long if you're going to tell lies. Like, you own up to mistakes. Own up to what you've done. As soon as the moment you start lying about it is the moment that I lose any respect for you whatsoever, and I can't keep people working for me that I don't respect. It's simple as that. So, yeah, if you're going to lie, you're going to lose your job, and you're going to lose anything resembling respect coming from me, and, yeah, that's the end of that. Right, so next up, I want to send this one up along this field. So we've got a choice. We can shorten the width on it if we want to, or I can put this one out right over on this side of the field right here. And then I'm going to press H, and I'm going to send him off up through there. See if we can persuade him to do it. Right along the edge there, and see if that will do it. So yeah, I know that I'm wasting a full spread of width over this side, and it'll be the same again over that side. Don't really care. And then I'm going to go to this one, and we could mount up that blower on the front. I'm not going to. We're going to mount that one up on the back. Now this one does have currently a few liters of material stuck inside it, which is a little bit of a jolly nuisance. But what we can do with that is we can bring it over here. So it will dump that automatically into there. And then I can go back over this way. And it's not lining up with anything at the moment, but if I start this up and lower it down, I'm hoping it will then... Yep, there we go. Right, he's picked that one out over there, and now because we've actually started working, he's going to dump it all into the forage wagon, which is fantastic news. So I'm going to bring this one down the side right here to start with. We'll work our way through here like this. Doesn't quite cover the full width of the clamp. I'd be quite happy to make a small adjustment on this one. One, to increase the speed that it puts through any material. And two, to increase its working width so that we can have it so that it goes right the way across. That I could put this machine in the middle of the clamp like that, and it would gather up everything from each side, and then all I got to do is just sort of work my way down through. Be quite happy to go and do that. Don't know what people would think of me doing it. I'm guessing it's not really going to be a major issue because it's not going to be a lot different to what's going on right now anyway. Just a little tiny bit better than this, which means it's going to be a little tiny bit faster than this. The main problem with this one is that once the pile starts to get quite high, it does genuinely struggle to sort of get into the pile and pick it up. It doesn't like just sitting near the edge of the pile to pick it up, but I've noticed the same with the buckets in the game. If you've got a great big pile, it just doesn't seem to like it. Put that one down there, like that. See, if I go into the base of the pile, sometimes it can struggle with it. And so today, naturally, it's going to do it perfectly just to prove me wrong. I want to go to you over here. So you have actually fertilized that field. I mean, yes, you stopped a little bit early, but I can forgive you that one. I can forgive you that one. So we'll go over here. Yep, I got that. There's a little bit here that I want to do like that. There was a bit that it missed. Okay, and then I can run up to this next field. This is the last field to do. Once we've spread the fertilizer on this one, this crop is then ready and waiting. We just want it to ripen in the field. However, I am not going to harvest today, despite the fact that it'll probably be ready to harvest in time. I'm going to wait till tomorrow because I'd like to be able to sell the sugar beet that we've got down at the docks at the moment. So let's fire this one back up again and just keep working down. So I definitely want this one to run a bit faster than it does. Like it is quite slow, and a slightly wider working width would also be good. I don't know how much faster we should do it, but because I'm not sure how much longer we're going to be doing clamp silage, especially considering that I know I said that, you know, I haven't really done very much clamp silage, but I might not be doing clamp silage on the Estancia Lapacho series, but I am, or didn't I do a little bit? No, I didn't do any. I haven't done any clamp silage on there. But I am doing clamp silage now on the hardcore series, and I'm doing quite a bit of clamp silage on there. That's taking up quite a bit of time on that. So we don't need to worry too much about the clamp silage on here. So I'm sort of thinking maybe we won't bother with it. I'm wondering if maybe we should just leave doing clamp silage here for now. We'll work on something else instead. So I'm going to bring you in round a little bit like that. There. And you can just keep going in a straight line down this way. It's loading it up nicely. You know what I'm actually thinking? I'll go in closer to this one, because it'll just make it look a little bit better. So we'll bring that one in there. There we go. So now that the stream of silage, which will be the bulk of the stream of silage that we do, is going in over the top of the forage wagon rather than magically going through the wall, and then there'll be the little bit over the other side of the clamp that will do the whole magicness. We've finished doing our fertilizer now, so that's all done and dusted. Not going to fast forward time. Actually, I'll tell you what I could do. I could start fast forwarding some time. Do that in a minute. We've got a lot of silage left here yet. So I'll bring you up like that. Pushing it forward like that so that it goes over at an angle does actually seem to work a little bit better with this. It's still not brilliant the way that it kind of struggles to pick anything up, but I mean, if it picked up more in front of it as well, I think that would also be quite a good thing. It would allow us to... We wouldn't have to like get quite so tight into the clamp, and you could basically just drive up and sit with it like that. A bit like you can with the conveyor belts. The conveyor belts have got a wide reach all the way around them, which is something I actually quite like about them. It doesn't, I mean, yeah, it may not be the most realistic approach to things, but I definitely like that about them. It does make life a lot easier when you can sort of push it in like that. So I'll just move up a little bit more. Get this last little bit right there and straighten it up. So we'll stop there a second. Go back that way. There, we'll go to you. There's 152,000 litres of silage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and tip this little bit out right now. We haven't quite filled this one up. Then we can start going a bit faster with the general time scale. I think the first, we'll just fast forward 2 hours now to get to 10 o'clock so that we can start feeding the animals. So if I go right now and start speeding this through, I can get to 10 o'clock and I can sell the milk. We've already started feeding the animals. We've got the cattle there, going to get a lovely quantity of food out of this. Can't see anything. Oh, we've just got a little layer covering the bottom when we've reached 100,000 litres of silage in there. So that tells you the scale that we're going to have on this once it's finished. So let me just quickly go in here and have a look. That's already starting to fill up a little bit. They're on 99% at the moment because we've let them drop below what is sort of like their perfect level. 10 o'clock. Are we going to get to 29? Are we going to get to 30,000 litres of milk before 10 o'clock? No, 29,994. That really bugs me. I really want to wait a bit longer, but we can. It's 10 o'clock. That's our delivery time. So 29,994 litres gets us 100,000 euros less a 5 grand delivery fee. It was 102. So we get 97,000 euros. Put that in there. So we now have 468,000, which is enough to go and buy another tractor if we want it, which we do. And we're also going to be wanting to buy muck spreaders and stuff like that. So we've got a few purchases that we want to make. I'm going to take this one round this way this time, and then once it's full we'll drive forward round the other way. So if I bring you in over here like this, we want to go up against the wall like that. This time we're going to take it right up there, and I'm going to get stuck in the wall like that. Climb out of the wall. And we're back to doing this. So, yes, we definitely want to speed up the rate that this works. So now I'm going to put that on. The time scale is going to be on 15 times speed, I think. We'll run it like that. Actually, no, let's go up to 30 times speed. We've got the cows have got full now when it comes to food. We've got 104 cows in 6.5 hours. We're going to get another cow in here. So we're getting one every 12 hours. Yeah, every 12 hours, 11 hours and 45 minutes. So every 12 hours, essentially, we're getting another cow turn up. Which means that this time tomorrow there'll be 2 more. So we'll have 106 cows instead of 104. And so it will keep going. So we will keep having our cattle numbers slowly grow. Once I find out what people want me to do with regards to keeping the cows just as they are slowly growing and focusing on arable or really pumping money into cows, then we'll start seeing about buying more stuff. So right now I don't have to go and buy another tractor. Well, I might, but we're gonna wait and get some money first. Or not get some money. We're gonna just hold fire a minute because I want to get the slurry tanker and manure spreader mods. So I'm gonna look at what's available for those. It'll probably be a Stevie one, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, because there are others that have full color options available as well. And it's the color options. That's what I'm mostly interested in at the moment. I don't need a massive capacity machine at the moment because we've got other options and we don't have so much land for grass that we need one of those huge capacity machines. That's not the important bit right now. The important bit right now is that we have the color. That's what I'm after. Nice pink muck spreaders. I don't think that's too much to ask in life, is it? Pink muck spreader? Everybody wants a pink muck spreader. Even if you think that you don't, secretly, deep down inside, you know that that is the only thing that you've ever really wanted from life, is a pink muck spreader. I'm sure of it. I'm absolutely positive. So one day when, you know, I've made my fortune and I've bought myself a farm, I will have to just see if I can't get me a pink muck spreader and a pink manure spreader, and I probably won't go for an entire fleet of farm machinery in pink. I'm thinking maybe just the muck spreader. Because, I mean, if I got a slurry tanker as well, then yeah, we could always pop that one in the workshop and paint that one up in pink as well. But probably we won't. So I probably wouldn't have it. It'd probably just be one muck spreader like the one over the end over there, and then that one will be used for muck and slurry. I mean, it does depend on how you keep your animals. Some animal systems sort of work better for having you get slurry and you get manure, and you just kind of keep it all mixed in together, and then you're able to kind of deal with things like that. It really does depend on the farm. Absolutely depends on the farm. I mean, I've worked on places where everything is done with a manure spreader. The slurry was kind of... It was taken out with a bucket through the winter on a load all, and then we would build a bit of a slurry lagoon in a storage area, which was on hard-packed earth, by building up the edges with manure. And you'd build up as much manure as you could all the way around the edges. So it would be like 3 or 4 buckets wide, because there'd be a lot of straw used, but there would still be like parts of the yard where there was no straw, it was just slurry. So then you'd scoop up all the liquid slurry, and that would then also have to be tipped. Great demand at the ports. Just slow things down for a second and go and have a look at that. What is the great demand at the port? It's not for this. We're 407 on here. The prices are not looking good there. That's coming down. So what is the great demand at the... That's for eggs at 6,800. Okay, we don't want that. We're not interested in that. It's the sugar beet right here that we're interested in. So, yeah, we would go through, and then the slurry, we would tip that into kind of the pool that we'd made, the lagoon in the middle that we'd made, through having the manure around the outside edge there. So you could sort of stack everything up and pile it up, and then you just kept the slurry in the middle. And over time, that would sort of start to dry out a little bit. So the slurry near the edges, you would have less. There was drainage off the side of that, and like the water would then accumulate in a small pond. So the runoff from that would accumulate in a small pond. It was a dedicated built pond, so it was a clay-lined one. So. And then everything would be sort of caught in there, so it could then be cleaned and spread. So if the pond started to overfill, there was a cord that ran, an umbilical cord that ran from there out to a spreader out in one of the fields, and you just turn that one on and it would drain the pond down a little bit. So the fluid running off the top, you would be able to get rid of it, just the dirty water runoff. You'd be able to get rid of that, and then the slurry in the sort of the lagoon that we'd made out of manure, it would, like, the water would drain out of it over time, and you'd then eventually, when you came round to the summer and you needed to move it, because we would compost this as well, you would just load it using a bucket or a manure grab. You'd load it up into the trailers, load it up into some trailers, and then carry it out into the field and tip it in a line in the fields. And by the time you got to loading it in the summer, it would all be dried out, and it wouldn't be slurry anymore. It would be dried out enough that it would just be like manure, and then you put it in lines in the field and rot it down into compost. It worked really well. Occasionally, if the winter, like if there was a lot of rain for a few weeks, it would start to get a little bit difficult to deal with the slurry that was coming in there, and you'd start to you know, and the edges of your lagoon would sort of start to creep back a little bit as the weight of the slurry started to move it. You didn't really want that giving way, not because it was going to cause a major pollution issue. There was no rivers that were going to pick anything up. It would just make a big mess. It sort of glooped its way across a couple of acres of field. Well, not a couple of acres. It did happen a couple of years before I worked there, apparently. And it sort of spread itself across about an acre of field. And so then they had to wait until it had stopped raining, so it dried out a little bit. They put, they got some bales of straw and built the edges back up using bales of straw as well as manure. So they had to waste about 10 big bales of straw to be able to do it. Oh, we've actually run out. We've run out of space. I genuinely didn't think we were going to run out of space on there. Let's go and move you, rather than just leaving you parked in the field while the crop ripens around you. Let's go and put you back down the bottom a minute. So yeah, they stacked up some bales of straw, then they rebuilt the rest of the wall using the manure again, and then they had to spend 4 days scooping up the slurry and pouring it back into the lagoon, and it just made a terrible mess everywhere. They got it all cleaned up without any problem. It was just a messy and time-consuming job to go and do. So there was no disaster, there was no slurry winding up in the watercourses or anything like that, because they put in a little bit of planning to actually building the whole thing in the first place, so that there was never going to be any major disasters happen like that, regardless of how things played out. So anyway, we got 240,000 litres of silage right here that we're going to run round and we're going to tip into the machine, and we'll come back and we'll just get the last little bit. I can fast forward time a bit. We'll go up to about 30 times speed, I think. Alright, so I installed a few extra mods for some different things. There's, well, there's a couple of extra slurry spreaders, but there isn't one that I want. There isn't, like, the one that I was actually after, which was going to be a sort of Zunhammer Stevie type one. There doesn't seem to be one. I cannot find a Zunhammer here that we can have that we can alter the color of it. So that one doesn't seem to be any kind of option, unfortunately. What I do have, though, is we've got these various different ones. We've got the Alpine, we've got that Horsch one right there, and then there's a few extra. We've got the Joskin Modulo right here, and this one is a full color selection on there that we can do design with a loading arm on there. Not sure if this one is actually... Oh no, that's just a design around there. Not sure if that one is the Stevie one or if it's a different one. We got a Garant right here that has got a couple of color options on it. There's not a lot on that one, but we've obviously got our working speed that we can... Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.